Hello, friends. This is Becky with Becky Budgets. I decided that today I was going to do a bonus video. I wanted to go ahead and do a Q&A with all of you since the channel has grown a lot since we started budgeting. So I decided to go ahead and pick up my coffee today, and I'm going to go ahead and answer all of your questions. So let's go ahead and get started. I did have to hijack my husband's phone because I film off of my camera, so I needed, or off of my phone. So I needed my phone to go ahead and record or be able to see the questions. I'm sitting at my desk, but it's faced towards me. So you'll see where I keep all my stickers and all my stationery back there. And then these are the two doors that my pups have learned to open. So just so you can kind of gauge where I am in my house. First question was, what are some things you like to cook for lunch and dinner? So one thing I have not shared on this channel before is that I am a vertical sleeve gastrectomy patient, which means that November of 2018, and it is part of my fertility journey, I was almost 400 pounds, and I decided to have a bariatric surgery that took about 60% of my stomach out. And because of that, I don't eat a lot. I can eat many small portions, which is how I gain weight, but I don't eat a lot in one sitting. So lunch for me is usually just a protein shake. I like those Fairlife protein shakes because I do tend to eat from my desk or have lunch from my desk. And my husband, he likes sandwiches and like Nutri-Grain bars and chips and stuff. Little Leo wants to jump on my lap, so I'll get him up here. He is not the birthday boy, but my little Leo loves to wear clothes, so he got the birthday t-shirt yesterday. As far as dinner goes, I am of Dominican and Puerto Rican and Mexican descent. My mother was Dominican, so a lot of the dishes that I like to make and that I crave are actually Dominican. I tend to make those meals on Sundays just because I have more time to, but some of my favorites are carne con papas, which is like steak with potatoes, and pollo con vegetales, which is like a Dominican form of chicken stir fry. I make all those with a side of rice and beans, which is typical of our Dominican roots, and just little recipes that bring me back to my mom, who passed away in 2016. So yeah, that's basically what we tend to eat for lunch and dinner. Next question was, am I originally from Colorado? So no, I'm not. I'm originally from a suburb of Chicago, Evanston. So I grew up on the North Shore of Lake Michigan. My dad was the one who was actually originally from Chicago. He moved out here when my brother and I were in college. And after college, we couldn't afford to stay in Chicago on our starting out salaries. So we moved in with my mom and dad here in Colorado. So yeah, my dad is the one who's originally from here. What type of work do you and your husband do? So I am a practice manager for a group of GYN oncologists. I know that for those of you who have been with me, I have filmed the 30 days of GynOnc facts, and I love my job. I am in the hospital setting, but I'm more on the administrative side. So I do numbers and I manage a team of 4, soon to be 5. My husband, on the other hand, He actually works retail. He works for a local grocery store, and he works management. So for a very long time, he was the night foreman for the grocery store, but as of 2 or 3 months ago, he went to days. So that's primarily what he does. Let's go to the next question. To where are we hoping to move? I am going to be completely honest with you. We lost our mother very suddenly in 2016. And there is a little bit of PTSD as to my dad, who's our living parent. So to be honest with you all, my choice would probably be not to move too far away from where we are right now. I live about a mile away from my dad, and my husband and I do make sure that snow's picked up and that we get things for him, and that we're right down the street from him if he needs anything. So honestly, in my heart, if we didn't have to move, I wouldn't want to, but the prices are getting higher. So if anything, we're most likely going to try to find a place that's nearby where we live, just to be closer to my dad. Next question is, how do you get the power to stop spending and start paying off debt? I feel that I'm consistently restarting. I bought the TBM digital budget sheets, and I'm still finding myself lost and paycheck to paycheck. Honestly, I think that me and my husband hit rock bottom. We had gotten to a point where we were spending more money than we were making. And in the reality of the situation, our 5-year goal is to possibly buy our first home. And I needed to buckle down and get things done. Is it easy? No. I have recorded this journey since the very beginning, and you can see at the very beginning all the unbudgeted expenses that we had, and that transition from spending the way we were to where we are now. It definitely helps to see numbers, and once you start paying off debt, it's easy to kind of get a high from seeing what you've paid off and where you've come. I get really excited when I see that we started off with $69,000 worth of debt, and currently we're at $59,000. So in less than a year, we've paid off $10,000, and that's amazing to me. Next question. And my phone locked up, so I've got to go ahead and unlock it. I would like to know, what is the cost of 1 round of IVF in the US? So, as you all know, we are doing our fertility journey. Our IVF cycle actually ended up costing us about $6,000. So it was $4,100 for the genetic testing and for them to pick the best egg. We didn't get to that point. And then it included medications, which are covered through our insurance, but they do have high copays. So just in medications, we probably paid about $600. Add on every doctor's visit, which is a $40 copay. And we did spend about $6,000 out of pocket, and that was with insurance. Now, after we did the failed IVF, we went ahead and did, we've done 3 cycles of IUI. Our IUI cycles were much cheaper because all we paid were for the meds and for the doctor's visits. So those ended up being anywhere from $600 to $800, depending on how many ultrasounds my doctor felt that she needed to do on me. But yeah, without insurance, the clinic that I go to charges about $25,000 for a cycle of IUI. They do have this deal that if they don't get you pregnant in the first 2 cycles, the third is free. But yes, that's what it would have been if we didn't have insurance. Next question is, what brings you joy? Does your husband help you cook and clean? What's your favorite food? Okie dokie, let's dissect that a little bit. So what brings me joy? I am one of those people that I try to find joy in everything. So I find joy in my dogs. I find joy in my marriage, in my work, in my family. I find joy in the sun being up in the day, and I find joy in seeing the moon sometimes when I sit down and sit on my balcony to take some fresh air. Does your husband help me cook and clean? So my husband does not help me cook because he is not a good cook. But so we have designated roles in our household just to make things run. So he primarily takes care of the garbage and also the dishes. So I cook and he does the dishes. And he also helps around when I'm doing cleaning. He will usually do the floors. So he'll sweep and mop the floors. So yeah, we definitely have different roles within the household. I have chosen to do the laundry myself just because he had ruined some of my t-shirts. He's not the best at doing laundry. But other than that, I mean, we are pretty balanced. And we're not set in those roles because if I need help with anything, he is more than happy to go ahead and help me. And then what is my favorite food? Well, what can I say? I am a foodie. That's kind of why I originally got to about 400 pounds. If I had to pick my absolute favorite food, it would have to be pizza from Chicago. So there's a little place that is kind of a hole in the wall. It's called J&B Pizzeria. And I absolutely love their pizza. Now, I am one of those people that tends to crave things. So my favorites can change from week to week, especially here in Colorado. Sometimes I crave Chinese and sometimes I crave Italian, and it really depends on my mood. But my tried and true is JB Alberto's in Chicago. Next question was, what happened to the refund and how will you allocate it since you're paying it off from your income? Are you expecting any tax return? If so, will you utilize it for the inflow? Great question, Anna. So as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I don't think, I haven't been incorporating any of that into my budget right now, just because there's a little back and forth with the billing company with my explanation of benefits with my insurance. So one day I'll owe $800 and the next day I owe nothing. And so it's kind of been a point of stress that I have been purposely kind of avoiding, but I am planning on sitting down and doing that. The refund has not come through yet, but we are planning, if this cycle of IUI doesn't work, to move forward with another cycle of IVF, sorry, so many little acronyms. So we're thinking of moving forward with IVF in a couple months, which means that even if we do get that refund, we're gonna have to send it out. Currently, our debt incurred besides the $4,100 is about, I want to say it's about $2,700. And I did pay a big chunk of it the other day when I took money out of my birthday and Christmas fund, and also depleted our medical fund. What I'm thinking is I do have to sit down and do that budget, because we the 0% on that runs out in April, and we are going to be nowhere near paying that off. So I do have to think of, what are we going to do? Are we going to try to take a loan out to pay that amount? Are we going to try to transfer the credit to another credit card to extend that 0%? Those are all things that my husband and I are discussing right now. But yes, we have not gotten that. As far as the tax return goes, yes, we are expecting to get a tax return this year. Partially, it has already been deposited into my account, and I'm waiting for the other portion. Now, that money is going to be used towards paying off debt, along with my husband's return. We do file separately, even though we're married. And he has asked that I leave him a little just to spend. And I completely understand that, because he works very hard and has been held back on a lot of things that he wants to do. Now mine is most likely going to go towards paying off the Dell principal, which we have about $700 left on. And then the rest of it will most likely go towards our medical fees. But yes, we are getting a return, and I will be posting all of that information once it comes in and I can figure that out. But yes, it will most likely be a separate video. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm just scrolling through to see any more Q&A questions. Let's see. I think that's all that we have, but I'll go through and look for other little questions to answer from other videos. Let's see. So someone had asked about my nails. So as you know, I do use my personal funds to go ahead and get my nails done. Now, I don't paint them myself. I don't have the patience for that. But these are my February nails. I'll be honest with you all. I use Pinterest. So I go through Pinterest to go ahead and see what I can see myself wearing and using, and I just take that into my nail tech and she does the rest. We usually do change up some colors just because I know that jewel tones fit my skin tone a little better. So we'll change up the colors, but we do get the concepts from Pinterest, and we've been having fun with that. Well, friends, those are all the questions that were asked. If I did forget, I am so very sorry, but feel free to leave them in my next video, and I'm happy to answer them. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to support us on this journey. It has not been easy, but I have set a goal to be as transparent as possible with all of you. So I share the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so hopefully I'm helping other people. And as always, feel free to leave me a comment. I love interacting with you all in the comment section. And here's to another weekend. So have a great weekend, my friends, and I will see you soon.